Hello, everybody. I just realized my lip balm wasn't in my pocket and I'd already hit the go live button. So let me have a little water here. I'm telling you. So anyway, hello, everybody. How are we doing? I hope you're having a fabulous day. We have a great topic today. I really think all of our topics are great. And I just did wait till you hear. I haven't really talked about it much yet, but I just finished up. I re-recorded episode 4 for my podcast, which drops tomorrow. So I changed my mind after I had mapped it all out. I changed my mind as to what I wanted episode 4 to be. But anyway, it's going to be a good one. I will probably share it in here tomorrow since I haven't let you guys know too much about it. But today we're going to talk about something super important. It's going to be a really easy concept. It's going to be hopefully make a lot of sense. And let me just, here we go, get us up into the live. Okay, hopefully we have a good signal and everything works great. You guys do me a favor, as always, as you come on, let me know you're here, because Facebook these days does not show me. And then right when I get to the end, when I click off, it says, oh, all these people watched, and I had no idea who was there. So I love it if you can. That's why I keep my iPad set up. So if you say hello, I can see in the comments, and then I know you're here. Gabriella, nice to see you. Thank you. So there we go. So now we got 2. So I get to see one person, but it says I have 2, but I only see 1. But anyway, so you probably at this point in your life have heard the term fight or flight, right? But have you ever thought about what that means for your digestion? Because here is a very important truth that I want you all to hear today. Your body can't be in fight or flight and rest and digest at the same time. It's one or the other. And 95% of the women I talk to are living in fight or flight. So now let me give you a little bit of what this really means. So our autonomic nervous system, which means you're not controlling it per se, right? It all operates autonomously. Can't even get, that was a hard one. So basically your body does these things automatically: breathing, heartbeat, blood pressure. And it has 2 main sides. There's more to it, but there's 2 main sides. The sympathetic side of it, which is called fight or flight. And then there's the parasympathetic side, which is called rest and digest. Okay. Only one of these sides can be in charge at a time. If fight or flight is on, rest or digest is off, and vice versa. They're never like half on, right? So it's one or the other. Think about it like the brake and the clutch, right? Is it the brake and the clutch? Or is it the gas and the clutch? The gas and the clutch. There we go. Sorry, that's what I meant. It's been a while since I've driven a 5-speed, right? But so you're always switching between the 2. So let's take it way back. This autonomic nervous system that we have goes way back in how we've evolved as people. So I want you to go back and imagine you are a cave woman and you have just finished your lunch in the cave. Now there's not a lot of conscious thought going on yet, right? We still don't have our prefrontal cortex at that point. But suddenly, when you go outside right after you had lunch, there's a lion ready to chase you. And automatically your survival instinct kicks in. The rest and digest that had come on because you had put food in your system, right, automatically shuts off. Fight or flight switches on. Blood flow rushes to your muscles, to your extremities, your arms and your legs, so you can run. It rushes to your brain, so you can hopefully figure out how to get out of this situation. But digestion, that gets put to the back burner, because in that moment, survival matters way more than breaking down your food properly, right? So here, that is how our body had evolved, and that has stuck with us through all this time. And it's a beautiful survival instinct. It's why we're still alive as a human race, right? But here's the issue. Your brain today doesn't know the difference between a lion chasing you and an email from your boss, or a fight with your spouse, or scrolling Facebook and seeing something that makes your blood boil. So picture this. You sit down to eat lunch, but while you're eating, you're answering stressful emails, or you're arguing with someone, or you're scrolling Facebook. Your nervous system treats that stress just like danger outside the cave. Rest and digest, bam, off. Fight or flight is on. Now, what happens when you eat in fight or flight? When you eat in this state, your stomach acid and enzymes don't get released the way they should, right? There's a whole process to digestion, and it actually starts sometimes when you think of food. When you smell food, right? You notice your mouth water sometimes, right? That saliva actually helps to break down the food, right? So that you chew it properly and then it goes down. Anyway, but things don't release the way they're supposed to because your body's not even thinking about it. Nutrients that you are taking into your body do not get absorbed properly. Again, it's not your body's care at this point. Food moves through at the wrong pace. Too fast, diarrhea. Too slow, constipation. Gas, bloating, reflux. All of these can show up because food is just sitting there half digested. Why? Because right now your body has another priority, and it is to keep you alive. Does that make sense, you guys? Does that make like some big sense? I hope so. And here is the kicker. Your body is also wired to store fat when your stress is high. So your cortisol goes up, your blood sugar goes up, insulin steps in, and that extra energy often gets stored right in your middle, right? We all talk about the menopause weight gain in the belly area. And this is part of it. Your body can no longer tolerate stress like it used to. The change in your estrogen and your progesterone, estrogen specifically, has lowered. I probably talk about this. Oh yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself. So not only are you not digesting food well, but your body is more likely to hang on to the food as fat instead of burning it. Okay. Why menopause makes this all worse? See, I knew I had this in my notes. So your body is more sensitive to stress. Hormone changes make your stress response stronger and your tolerance smaller. So this is why things that you used to handle just fine in your 30s and maybe even in your early 40s now leave you bloated, nauseous, exhausted. Your body reacts faster and harder to stress, including stress while eating. And here's the thing, ladies, with the fight or flight, it doesn't just turn off by itself when it's been going all the time. And the world we live in our bodies were not really designed for like this sensory overload all the time. And that's why I said 98% of women I talk to are running around in a stressed state. And just taking a walk doesn't necessarily mean you're going to turn off your nervous system. Just reading before bed doesn't necessarily mean you have turned off your nervous system. There are some very specific things. I've talked about them at length in here, but active relaxation practices, which we can get into at another time. But you have to be aware that just sitting down and watching TV does not turn off your stress response, because your brain can still be doing somersaults in the background, right? While you're watching TV, replaying that fight with your boss, that fight with your spouse, that irritating person who cut you off in traffic, whatever it may be. How your conversation with yourself about how you didn't work out tonight because you're feeling too tired from menopause, and you're watching TV, but you're beating yourself up in your brain. All of that turns on the stress response and keeps it going. Okay, so what do? We can't change our entire lives so that there's no stress. But specifically today, I want to talk to you about shifting your body into rest and digest before you eat. It's a very simple process. And 2-3 minutes, that's all it takes. And you could actually trick your body into believing you are not stressed out. And all it takes, ladies, is some deep breathing, some deep box belly breathing, right? Inhale for 5, hold for 5, exhale for 5. Inhale for 5, hold for 5, exhale for 5, right? You can do 4-5-5, you can do 5-5-6, you can do 6-7-8, right? There's all sorts of ones. There's some science that says that, longer exhale is actually can help even more, but 2 to 3 deep breaths, right? Why do you think whenever people are upset, there's always been the saying, take a deep breath? It's because it can help calm your nervous system. It's because it can help reset. There are many other things, but this is something easy you can do no matter where you're at a restaurant, at your job, at your desk, in your car, right? You can do this anywhere. You can do some deep breathing. And I want you to just think about it. If it was that easy, why wouldn't you try? It's that easy. Now, here's the key. You take these deep breaths, you do it solid for 2 or 3 minutes. You can't pick up your phone and start scrolling while you're eating and think that's going to have done it, right? You got to then set down the phone, focus, do some mindful eating. Say a little gratitude for the plate in front of you. I know this might sound kind of woo, but focused eating, mindful eating does wonderful things for your digestion. It's crazy. And so many of you are saying your digestion has never been so bad. You're feeling bloated, right? Now, remember, bloated and belly fat are 2 different things. So make sure you know what you're talking about. But if you're having struggles in the bathroom, if you're feeling bloated, you're having acid reflux, they don't really know the cause of IBS, right? Some food related, yes. Stress is a big factor in all of this, ladies. It's crazy, but your body feels it all. Even 1 minute of slowing down can change how well your body digests, absorbs nutrients, and gives you energy instead of storing it as fat. So this is just one big piece of the puzzle, right? I've talked about stress at length, and we're going to have a whole day. Is it a whole day or is it half? Is it split with sleep? I don't know. In the menopause method workshop that we're doing next week. Your body is constantly giving you feedback, and digestion is one of those loudest signals. And if we're not listening, we're missing the communication. So we're going to be talking about all the communication from our body, what actually works for you now, how to take what it's telling you and apply it in real life, not some perfect plan, but in your real schedule, with your real stress, with your real life, and in a way that supports your hormones. Make sure you're signed up. We start on Monday. If you've got questions, you know the drill. My door is always open. You can always ask. Yeah. All right. I'll see you later. 14 minutes. I did pretty good. All right. Let me know what you're thinking.